Sticking with the theme of wearables this week, Matt Miller's been testing out the Fitbit Charge 5 for a little over a week now. Matt, go ahead and tell us what you do and don't like about this product, including those buttons that you really found to be a bit finicky there on the sides.
Yeah, so Fitbit is one of the only ones remaining. I think Garmin still has it as well, but that uses the band form factor, right? Not everybody wants a big smartwatch, and some people still prefer the smaller bands. So we have the new Fitbit Charge 5. This is the platinum stainless steel with a steel blue band on it. This is $179.95, and it has integrated GPS. And some other things. But one of the main things you're going to find here, and you mentioned it, on the side, there are no buttons, right? On the Charge 4, it had that annoying, to me, capacitive type of button, touch sensitive area that you had to just tap it just right. And before that was physical buttons. Now we just go with everything is done with the touch screen. So you double tap it to wake it up or lift it up, you swipe, you slide, and you tap, and that's how you interact with it. And in the past, Fitbit had some watches that didn't necessarily work that well with that. This one is extremely responsive. All the taps, the swipes, I've never had a unregistered finger action or anything else. So the big deal, really, this is a color display. It's OLED. It's super high resolution. I mean, the text and the fonts are very crisp. There's nice colors. There's some different watch face options. And then, the charges don't have a ton of apps. It's not like an app store with a bunch of things you can put on there, but it has all of the essentials on there. The 5 has an ECG, right, for atrial fibrillation checking. And something new to it that we see on the Fitbit Sense is the EDA sensor, right, that is helping to measure your stress levels, right? You turn on the EDA sensor, you go through a 2-minute kind of period. It measures your stress. It helps you manage it, things like that. This has all the Fitbit things you expect: active zone minutes, sleep tracking with your sleep score, the silent alarms, and even better is the thing I like is the smart wake. And I don't know if you've ever used this on a Fitbit. You set your alarm, but then you can also toggle on the smart wake, and the Fitbit will recognize when you're in a light stage of sleep and then wake you up within a band of time. Now, one thing I don't like about that is right now the band of time is 30 minutes. So if you happen to hit a light sleep cycle 30 minutes before you wanted to get up, it'll start waking you. I'm like, I would like to see that shortened to 15 minutes, because 30 minutes, I really don't want to cut off 30 minutes of sleep, to be honest. It has the oxygen saturation monitoring that we've seen on a lot of other new wearables, right? There's only one model of this, so Fitbit Pay is also supported. There's not an extra model that requires for Fitbit Pay. 20 exercise modes, water resistant to 50 meters, it's about a week battery life, and then 3 color options. The one thing that I haven't been able to test yet, it was announced by Fitbit, it's coming sometime with an update, is a thing called a daily readiness score. And what the intent is, it gathers your sleep, it gathers your daily activity, it gathers your exercises, and then it kind of gives you a score that can help guide you on how much you have left in the tank to do a certain exercise and kind of guide you that way. So it's nice to see there's a little bit of coaching going on in there too, and education, because I know a lot of times we wear these wearables, we collect all this data. Oh, this is fun. Look at all the data. Look at all the graphs. What do I do with it? What does it mean?
Yeah. It just sits there.
Yeah. So Fitbit is taking some efforts to educate and guide and help you to be your optimal self, right? Which is great. I have taken it on, 6 or so walks, compared it with a Garmin, compared it with a Galaxy Watch. Pretty accurate there as far as the GPS and things. I took it on a couple runs. I've got to do a little bit more running testing, because the first run was all over the place. Now, I also was wearing a coat. It was raining out, so I don't know if that was blocking the GPS signal. So I got to do a little bit more testing, but overall, it's shown to be a pretty good watch. And for $179.95, $180, you get a GPS tracking watch with all kinds of the great Fitbit sensors. And then, of course, the whole Fitbit ecosystem, right? Where you challenge your friends. You can look on the app or the website and monitor and do reports and all that kind of thing.
that price point really seems like a nice entryway if you're unsure about the wearables, and the having something kind of help you with all of that data, kind of sift through all of that data. It can be very overwhelming when you first get it and you open the apps and you're like, oh my gosh, what does all this mean? Having a little bit of coaching is nice. So this is the 5. Last year we saw Fitbit Charge 4. What are the differences here between the 4 and the 5? Why should I upgrade to the 5?
I tested the 4 as well. There's kind of, I think, 4 main differences. It may be hard to see in this video, but if you look on the website and pictures and things, the Charge 4, it does have that OLED display, right? And one thing that bugged me, or the Charge 5, one thing that bugged me about the Charge 4 is it's a monochrome, right? It's a black and white display, kind of jaggedy fonts and things. It was really a nice data collector, but it wasn't real fun to look at and interact with. This one is very appealing, right? The color, the fonts, the crispness, the OLED display, that's a big deal. But also the form factor itself, it uses higher quality materials. So we have some stainless steel here and glass, and everything is very curved, so it fits on your wrist. It just seamlessly, it doesn't catch on things. There's no sharp corners. It's a very comfortable. I mean, you can put this on and not even realize you're even wearing it. It's great for that. It does have the ECG sensor and measure for atrial fibrillation checks and things like that. And then also has that whole new EDA sensor for the stress measurement. Also has skin temperature. So when you're doing your sleep, it captures almost every metric that you would see on the Fitbit Sense, for example, which is almost double the price of this. And it's a big watch form factor. So people that are looking for a fitness tracker, this is the best. I don't see any fitness tracker that'll offer this much right out of the box. And, it's all contained in one. There's no other options or anything else. Just choose your color and go, go work out.
I think that price point for all of that data is a really great entryway. With the Fitbit name, you know what you're getting, the ecosystem you're getting. It sounds like a really interesting device. And if you would like to check it out, we have it linked right down below. If you're using the 4 or the 5, let us know. We love to hear back from you and hear your opinion on all of the devices that we test out. As always, Matt, thank you so much for testing this, letting us know what you think. For all things tech, be sure to stick with ZDNet. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and drop us a comment.